Well, it may be 7 days on since the US went to the polls and elected Joe Biden to be their president, but incumbent Donald Trump continues to deny the reality of the situation, making unsubstantiated claims of voter fraud. Well, the Justice Department has given federal prosecutors the green light to investigate alleged voting irregularities. President-elect Joe Biden is threatening legal action if the White House continues to block his transition team. Well, a team of international monitors has issued a report praising the conduct of the election. Well, for more on this, I'm joined by Jack Parrock, who is in Washington, D.C. Well, hello there to you, Jack. So if the last few days are anything to go by, it really does look like Donald Trump is intent on making this transfer of power particularly difficult.
It does, Isabel. You just said there 7 days since that election. I think it feels for a lot of people like it was 7 weeks ago so much has happened, with the president saying essentially that he will not accept the result of this election. He keeps on tweeting saying that he will win, reasserting these unfounded claims of election fraud. We now know that the Attorney General, William Barr, will allow prosecutors to start investigating what they believe is serious widespread fraud of the election. But again, there is no evidence of that so far. None of the states are reporting any serious election fraud. And to that end, the man, Richard Pilger, who is in the Department of Justice, who is in charge of voter fraud investigations, has given up his position. In addition, the Secretary of the Defense, Mark Esper, has been fired by the President, Donald Trump. And so there is a flurry of activity in the White House of people moving, leaving their jobs, being fired. So there's quite a lot of, frankly, sort of disruption going on there. In the meantime, Joe Biden has been blocked from starting his transition team from entering the sort of buildings and the infrastructure and the administration of the government. And as you said, is planning potentially a legal challenge if that doesn't happen.
Hey, Jack, a flurry of activity, as you say, and there are also indications that Donald Trump is planning some potentially important foreign policy moves for his last weeks in office.
That's right, Isabel. We understand that he is potentially coordinating with Israeli and with the Gulf states to impose a series of sanctions against Iran. We know he's taken a very hard-line position against Iran during his first term, during his one term, his administration, pulling the United States out of the Iran nuclear deal that was signed back in 2015. We now understand that there's going to be a ton of sanctions that are going to be he's going to try and put in place before he leaves office on January the 20th. Now, this is really quite unprecedented. During a transition period when one president is handing over the keys to the White House to another, especially on foreign policy issues, generally they sort of tend to keep quiet and just allow the new president to start realigning and readjusting how they're going to take that on. We understand, and we're seeing, though, that isn't going to be the way that President Trump leaves the Oval Office, Isabel.
Unprecedented times, we said a lot, Jack, but Jack Parrock, many thanks in Washington, D.C. there.